Hi, good morning. My name is Gina Fletcher, and this is my team. Our business is a business that we passionately call Solar Ridge. Have you ever went to your mailbox, shuffled through your mail, and got that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach when you see this month's electric bill? Come on, you know the feeling when part of you just wants to rip it open and see the damage done, but the other half of you just wants to put it away because you know it's going to ruin your mood. What if we could tell you there was a solution to this problem lying in the heart of coal country on a reclaimed mining site that once helped improve our community's standard of living? Our company, Solar Ridge, takes a reclaimed mining site in Phelps, Kentucky that once produced metallurgical coal. We use photovoltaic panels, or PV panels, to harvest the sun's energy, and it helps reduce your monthly electric bill. We see this as coal's way of giving back. Our goal is not to put money in our pockets, but help keep your disposable income in our friends, families, and neighbors' pockets. Our site is known as Carter Branch Callaway North Site, or as the community known as Sunny Ridge, which is where we got our name Solar Ridge. Mining started in the 1980s by J&H Mining. It was mined by brothers George and Jimmy Justice. We talked to Jimmy Justice, and he said they employed 50 men and paid $18 an hour. That's a lot from the 1980s. And they mined over 500,000 tons of coal, and it was metallurgical coal, one of the best coal you can find. When we talked to Jimmy, the previous owner, they contributed to the area, they sponsored a community softball league, and they privately paid for the funerals of several community members whose families could not afford it. The big thing about that was they kept it anonymous. So the community didn't know about that until we talked to him. Next, after they mined, Cam Mining came into the picture. They employed 30 miners at an average salary of $54,000 a year. The average hourly wage was $19 an hour. And they sold steam coal to power plants. They contributed the driver's ed car that we use today. They bought it for our school. We will be using it next year, our sophomores. So this impact is still a lasting impact. Next, we have Revelation Energy. They operated a strip open pit mine and produced over 1 million, of metallurgical coal. Employed 42 with an average salaries of $80,000 a year, and paid over $7.5 million in coal service tax. They contributed at school like averagely. We couldn't tell you how much they helped our community. They donated $10,000 to help establish a wrestling team. We didn't even have a wrestling team, or wouldn't have one if they weren't in the picture. Our mats actually have their logo on it. And they gave scholarships, $4,000 worth of scholarships.
Our team contacted Harley Weaver. He is a Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife biologist. He told us that this solar farm would actually help our environment. It would help songbirds, butterflies, and small game. But the one that got us the most was the honeybees. The honeybees was the one that got us the most. According to Mr. Weaver, our company could access federal funding through the EQIP program, which stands for Environmental Quality Incentives Program, which would help with our honeybees. Like, we could add on to our farm, which would protect them from other praise.
Now, in our other findings, we found that the solar panels actually emit a humming noise, which would be bad for residential areas as of now. We also found from Harley Weaver that the positive and negatives of the farm would actually be like 80-20, but the 20% would just be soil erosion if you mounted them on hillsides. But coming to our model, we're actually on a plateauish area. So it's technically more of like 100% positive. I mean, coming here, as you can see, our panels will tilt with the sun's path and all that. It's protected by a barbed wire fence, electric fence too, as well. and we will not be paying, what they call it, we'll not be paying the power bills anyway because we will be provided by our own farm. We already have infrastructure right by us, so we don't have to pay, well, it just really don't matter anymore now. But easy access road up. Yeah.
We actually took our car, the 5 of us, up the road in that car. So we wouldn't have to pay any extra to help the road to get up to our site. So it's, and like I said, that one of the negatives for having a solar farm was there wasn't any power lines nearby to connect, it to. Our site already has it, so we wouldn't have to, and then the humming, like he said, that wouldn't be a negative either because we're away from residents. It wouldn't affect anybody, so it can hum all at once.
All right. Our motto that we followed for innovation was actually by Anita Roddick, which is to succeed, you have to believe in something with such a passion that it becomes reality. And with our solar farm, well, we hope it comes to reality because imagine how much it could help our little community as in bad shape it is right now. With people already they're already digging in their pockets just to find spare change, pay for food, gas, bills, and it's hard enough already.
Yeah, our thing is nonprofit because we didn't want to do a restaurant or bowling alleys or something like that because our economy isn't stable enough to support that. So we needed something to improve our economy, and putting in a new business wouldn't help it at all. It would fail pretty soon, probably. It's unique. It's unique because it's simple. It's saving money and it's improving our economy. Like I said, we're nonprofit, so I'm bad at math, but I can kind of figure this one out. Okay, our solar panels will cost you $750, and the lease is for 25 years. Now, you may be asking why 25 years? Well, the average lifespan of a solar panel is 30 years. So that gives room, for if they begin to fail. The customers receive net metering credits each month towards their electric bill. That means, say you get more sunlight, you get it in forms of credits. So if you get more in the summer, you can save it for winter and use those credits in the winter, or when you're just having a rainy day, you can just use them for then. Once again, here's just a picture of the panels, photovoltaic panels, and the life expectancy is 30 years. Our business will be in phases. We're in phase 1 right now, which will have 150 panels. In phase 2, which will be a couple years down the road, we'll do an additional 150 panels. Now, we won't begin seeing profit until phase 3 when we expand into business and residential services. And that where the profit will come from installation and all that. If you sign up beforehand, the initial sign-up fee, it will save you $50. You can do the one installment of $750, or you can do it in 2 installments. You can have as many panels as you want. There is no limit. It's not one per household or anything. It's as many.
According to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the cost of photovoltaic PV modules has dropped by 99%. 99% is a lot. Anyone in the Kentucky Power Service area may buy into our solar farm. That may be in Louisa. We don't know. They can buy into our solar farm, and they can use it for their own good. Okay, go ahead. Okay, this is how it works. The sun will shine down on the solar panels, which transforms sunlight into DC current. The DC current will then travel to the inverter, then transforms DC into AC current. Then it goes to home consumption, or extra current is credited on grid.
Okay, buying into a solar farm will ensure that your PV panels receive maximum amount of sunlight. Like we said, our panels will follow the sun. And we're on top of the mountain. It's flat. As you've seen from our picture earlier, it looks like it's on a hillside, but it's not. It's on like a plateau. So you will receive maximum amount of sunlight at our site. We do honestly have the perfect site for a solar farm. We want to have a family atmosphere through this whole thing because our whole goal is to just help our economy. It isn't about us, like I've said before. We're non-profit. It's helping our economy, helping our families, our friends, our neighbors. So, yeah.
The customers that we are targeting, we came up with three groups of people. But to be honest, I'm not being disrespectful or anything, but there's the upper class, which they have the money to pay for these extreme electric bills. And they don't care, they don't worry, they don't want to worry about our little solar farm. But then there's the lower class that get help, they get free help for this. And they struggle with stuff, so they get this free help, they get free heating assistance. But then there's the middle class. There's the people that they live paycheck to paycheck and then have no disposable income at the end. So I'm the senior of the group, so I'm going into college. So I have to live off scholarships just to even make it. And my parents, they fall into that middle group, which will help us a lot. And it's targeting these families because they don't have any money after paying $500, $400 electric bills. Market analysis. Is bluegrass state turning green? Here is a quote from a woman that went to solar panels. Janice Eden of Jessamine County says 1 month last year her electric bill was $500, but after the solar installation, her bills have been as low as $13 a month. Now, this shows that solar panels are not just blowing up national. It is going international. It's going, in 2020, it says it's going to be up, as you can see on the chart. Oh, well. And for our thing, we got opinions from our community. You know, we're a coal community. You know, many people around here are like, solar panels? No, that's not going to work. But we're not taking coal. We're not taking that away from coal because there's no more coal to mine up there. It's been mined for 38 years. So all that we're doing is reusing the land that's left up there.
Our biggest competition with this will be changing people's perception because many people think that solar farms are going to take the place of coal. However, that's not the case. We feel that changing this will determine whether or not this business will be successful. We also believe that advertising, radio broadcast, anything we can get to get the word out about this solar farm. We believe that social media will also be a key aspect in trying to get this business to work because this could either make us or break us. And we also believe that advertising such as making license plates, commercials, shirts, anything we can do to advertise this business will also help us in the marketing part.
These are just some of the merchandise we'll have. Each new customer will receive a free t-shirt. Like she said, our biggest thing is changing the people's mindset of this. So we need to get a word out, what we're about, and all of that stuff. And we'll have brochures and business cards put out in our already local businesses. We will do town hall meetings with free food because a lot of people we've seen at school ourselves, they'll have an open house with no food, nobody will be there. But you offer a hamburger and the whole school will show up. So our biggest thing is changing the people's mindset of pre-solar farms. Because before this started, we all were against solar panels because we seen them as a threat to coal. But this isn't the case at all.
Based on our phone conversations with John Green of Innovative Solar Systems in Asheville, North Carolina, which is considered one of the top distributors of solar farms in the entire United States, the following list of prices for our solar needs. The panels will cost $300 a piece. And of course, like we said, we're selling for $750, so that's $450 of profit. And the wiring will be $150 each, so kind of adds into it whenever you break it down. All right. Well, to get us started off the ground, we're going to have a $110,000 small business loan. $45,000 will go towards the panels, $23,000 towards the wiring, $10,000 towards the installation, $15,000 for the building, and $10,000 for the fence and security, which includes barbed wire, electric, installation. And in our community, we have tons of carpenters that are going to get behind this, and they have donated their work and time to build it for us. That way we will not have anything or any cost in for installation. And whenever this all comes out, will be $103,500, so we'll come out, $6,500 in the profit just right off the bat, selling all your things. All right, our strategy is to pre-sell. Many of you probably, especially in high school, play video games. You got pre-order. You maybe get more stuff. In here, you'll get $50 off. Now, it's $750 for a 25-year lease. And once you sell them all, it'll come out to $112,000, which again brings you up $2,500 just in the panels alone. Is it worth the risk? Absolutely. Here's why. Because it may be $750 for 25 years, but whenever you break that down, it's going to give you $30 a year. Break it down even more, $2.50 a month, or a little over 8 cents a day. Now, if you can't afford that, I don't know what you can.
Okay, in our community, we have seen that theft is a big thing. And what are solar panels made of? Copper. So it will be a risk. We have our fence, and we will not have a security guard because we talked to the person at Berea, which is Adrian Isaacs, and he said that they just use fencing and cameras, and that's what they use for security. But it is a risk having somebody break in and damage and steal and stuff like that, and that's where the extra leftover money from the loan will come in, just in case that does happen. And as of right now, we will not have a security guard, but later if something happens, we will bring one in. Okay, this is a realistic business. After we submitted our site plan, we found out that Berkeley Energy is putting in a solar farm in Johns Creek, and Toyota is putting in one. Now, these will be bigger scale things, so ours is a community, or it's more of a solar garden than a solar farm. And yeah, there will be other places, but we don't think they will really be competition, because we're only going to have 150 panels, and we can help anyone in the AEP region. That's all the way to Louisa or further. So these are some of the people that we talked to and our people that helped us out with this project. Lori Michael Ray Charles, they donated our shirts. Don Page, he helped us with our model. Jeff Hoops was just the former owner of Revelations. We talked to him about what he done when he mining up there. That's where we got our information. And George Justice was the former owner of J&H Mining. And we just want to say that we look at it as Coe's way of giving back. Coe was mined up there, and what was left is the perfect site for a solar farm. Once again, we're not trying to take away Coe, we're just moving forward.
The idea is absolutely excellent. I work for the industry, and I love the idea of the solar panels. One question I had, though, you're saying one panel is $750, which is no problem at all. If you had a house of, say, 2,000 square feet, we're running an electric bill on the average of $200 a month, how many solar panels would you need to offset your electric bill? I mean, I don't know if that's a fair question or not, but...
Well, the more the better anyways, but even if you have one, no matter what size, there will be a difference shown. Of course, the more panels you have, the more you will have taken off. But it's all on a thing of circumstance more than anything.
Really like the opportunity that you've given us to look at here. I have a question, though, about upkeep. I mean, the panels will be purchased and be in place, but what about maintenance and upkeep?
Yeah, that would go in with the free labor because we've talked to our community about this, And that's where it came in. They offered to build our fence, and people were up there a lot of the time. So they would offer to mow our grass, and it's people who has previous experience. We're not just getting somebody off the streets. It's volunteers and stuff like that. So that's how we would go about that.
Right.
And like I said, they're previously experienced, so it's not just somebody off the street.
Okay, thank you.
You mentioned that a large clientele base will be the middle class, and some of those, as you guys mentioned, live paycheck to paycheck. So for some, it may be difficult to come out with $750 or even in 2 installments. Are there grants available to the individuals who would like to purchase solar panels to make it more affordable to them? Do you know?
Over time, based on their financial ability, if they come to us personally, we may be able to set up a plan just for them to help their payments throughout the year or years, depending on how they.
You had mentioned benefits to wildlife. Could you explain how this will benefit the different wildlife species you mentioned?
All right, so like small game, the birds, the bees, all that, they're predated by a main thing, which is birds of prey. So when coming underneath the solar panels, mainly like hawks, eagles, all that, they will not be able to visually see them, and it will provide more of like a habitat for. It's not easy either to get down in between them, so it kind of just helps as a sanctuary basically. So it's kind of like a.
Yeah, and it being a sanctuary, like he said, we can get grants because of that, and it will help financially and all that whole thing. Yeah.
The Kentucky Public Service Commission is looking at solar panels, and there's talk of some of the utilities are pushing back and don't want to give that much credit. Have you thought about that as this part of your plan, or?
Well, we've based ours off of the Berea solar farm. We've talked to, like I said, Adrian Isaacs, and he said, like I said, we'll have maximum sunlight where we're at. It gets up on top of the mountain flat, our solar panels rotate. And it hasn't been a problem for him, and so we're kind of basing that off of that. So if it comes, we will look at other options, but as of now, we don't think it will be an issue.